Learning how to read a map makes locating places a lot easier. But once you locate a place on a map, how can you find the best route to get there? One way to find the best and easiest route to take is by looking at a special kind of map. So far, you've been looking at maps that show roads, towns, cities, and state and national boundaries. These maps tell you where places are located. They also help you figure out the distance between places. However, these maps do not show you what the land itself looks like. You might want to know about routes that cross mountains and valleys. What you need is a physical map. This is a special type of map that shows the physical features of the land. A physical map can show you things like hills, mountains, and valleys. Physical maps can also show features such as bodies of water, the types of plants that grow in an area, rain and snowfall in an area, and more. Different types of physical maps can show different features. Some physical maps give information about the elevation or height of the land. Some maps use lines to show elevation. Others, like the one on page 46, use colors and shading to show elevation. Look at the map titled Physical Map of the United States found on page 46. From the map, you can see that there are two main areas of mountains in the United States. There is one long mountain range in the east called the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachians run in a line that roughly follows the east coast of the United States. The other area of mountains is in the west. There are several ranges in this region. The biggest is the Rocky Mountains. The Rockies run from Canada southward through the American Southwest. You can see that mountains cover much of the western United States. These mountains are shown in different colors on the map. In fact, all land areas of the United States appear in color. For example, places where the land is low are shown in green. Yellow shows land that is higher in elevation. Light brown and red mean that the land is very high. The very highest land, the highest mountain peaks, is colored purple. Shading also helps show the location and shape of mountains. To help you understand the colors on a physical map, look at the image of the mountain seen in the diagram on page 48. The lowest part of the image is a valley. The valley is colored green. Look at the elevation key next to the image. The green color shows elevations from 0 to 1,640 feet. That means that the valley is between 0 feet and 1,640 feet in elevation. Now imagine that you are a bird. You're flying, looking directly down on the mountains from above. Look at the diagram on page 50. This shows a bird's eye view, or how a bird might see the land from above. It shows areas of higher and lower elevation using color. Notice the part of the mountain that is colored yellow. This color shows the same part of the mountains as the yellow on the first image. It shows the part of the mountains that is 1,641 to 3,280 feet high. Now look at the part of the mountain that is colored red. How high is this part of the mountain? You can learn useful information by looking at an elevation map. For example, suppose you want to get the best view of the surrounding land. Where would you go? You would climb one of the peaks, of course. These peaks are shown as the three purple areas on both images, located on pages 48 and 50. What if you wanted to build a railroad through this area? Where would you put it? You would not put it across the purple areas. That land is steep and high. Instead, you'd build it through the green area. That is where the elevation is low. So you can see how colors can be used to show the elevation of the land. You can learn a lot about the land by studying an elevation map. However, this kind of map has some limits. For example, look at the bird's eye diagram again. Notice that all three mountain peaks are purple. The purple means the peaks are over 13,000 feet high. One peak may be 13,000 feet high. Another may be 13,500 feet high. You cannot tell the difference between the two in this diagram. Now look back at the physical map of the United States on page 46. The elevation key tells you how high the land is. How high are the Great Plains? Most of this area is shaded yellow and light brown. That means the elevation is between 1,641 and 6,560 feet high. Which mountains are higher, the Rocky Mountains or the Appalachian Mountains? The Rocky Mountains are higher. They are shaded red and purple. That means much of the land is more than 6,561 feet above sea level. Some of it is more than 13,000 feet above sea level. The Appalachians, on the other hand, are shaded yellow and light brown. They measure between 1,641 and 6,560 feet high. You may be wondering how you can use this information. Here's one way. Take a look at the map of Adventure Valley on page 53. You and your friend are spending the day exploring the area. You start at Butterfly Meadow. It's on the east side of the map near the stream. Your goal is to reach Hidden Treasure Cavern. As you can see, there are 2 trails to Hidden Treasure Cavern. You could take Pony Path or Brook Trail. You and your friends can't decide which one to choose. Look at your map. What does it tell you about the trails? On the map, the area around Butterfly Meadow is shown in green. Look at the elevation. Green is land that is between 201 and 400 feet high. Pony Path goes up Peacock Hill. It climbs from green to pink and then to dark green. Next, it crosses into purple and orange. Hidden Treasure Cavern is shown in the green area. This tells you that you will first climb from Butterfly Meadow all the way to the top of Peacock Hill. Since the top is colored orange, you know the elevation will be over 1,000 feet. Brook Trail follows Salamander Stream. The map is colored green for all of the way. This means your trail will be level all the way. Do you want to climb up the hill and then hike down the hill again to Hidden Treasure Cavern? Or do you want to follow the level trail to get there? Of course, you might also think about the distance. Using a string to measure, you'll find the distance along Pony Path is about 5 miles. The distance along Brook Trail is over 10 miles. Do you want to walk 5 miles with a big hill, or 10 miles on a flatter trail? You pick. After visiting Hidden Treasure Cavern, you plan to hike to Camp Arrowhead. Again, you have a choice of 2 trails. Which trail will you choose, and why? You can see why being able to read maps is so important.